It is a beautiful evening in the eastern Indian city of Bhubaneswar, where we are here for a Pool B fixture, second day of the Hero Champions Trophy, and it's Argentina against the home side India from the Kalinga Stadium, which is expected to be a very, very exciting clash in Pool B, enlivened because of Netherlands' excellent performance in the previous game, where they thrashed Germany 4-1, as a result of which they are currently top of the table on 6 points and literally assured of a finish among the top two, in a sense, in Pool B. Out come the two teams, India playing in their away colours, white, because they are the away team for this fixture in a technical sense, and of course Argentina also wearing a slightly changed strip, just so that the umpires on field have an easier view of proceedings. They are in their dark blue. Outstanding turnout, just like it was last evening when India played against Germany and had a heartbreak of a last-minute, literal last-minute heartbreak by Florian Fuchs, which gave 3 points to Germany. Otherwise, it was a valiant performance from the Indians. And now the two teams will be introduced to today's VIP. And who's come out with Elena Norman there on screen, who's CEO, of course, of Hockey India. And first line of order, as always, will be the national anthems of the two countries. Always a special moment, especially when you're playing in front of your home crowds, and it must be said, Bhubaneswar has supported all the teams in this Hero Champions Trophy in good numbers, especially the evening sessions have been very well attended. Well, Argentina will be looking to spoil the party for the home side. This is their starting lineup. Vivaldi in goal. Pelar, of course, is there. Hilardi, Ibarra. Caglioni comes back into the team. Missed out yesterday because of a stomach infection. His inclusion is an important one because his link-up play with the captain Paredes, as well as Villa up front, will be quite crucial. And Agustin Mazzilli, who's starting on the bench, will be a crucial part of the plans for coach Carlos Retegui. Just 44 years of age, will be 45 soon after this Hero Champions Trophy finishes. No doubt will want to finish in the top half to make it a memorable birthday for himself. India coached of course by Roland Altmans at the present moment. Yesterday's man of the match was Srijesh. Came up with a great performance, but perhaps the only error that he made led to the goal against Germany. Other than that, some big stars in there, the likes of Rupinder Pal Singh as well as Raghunath, who can deliver from penalty corners. Altmans was already coaching when his opposite number hitter. He was still a player and starting out as a player, so lots and lots of experience behind him. 25 years as a coach, and he'll no doubt look to put those inputs into this performance. Both officials today coming from Spain, Paco Vasquez, and he'll be joined at the other end by Eduardo Lizana. So all set for what should be a very, very entertaining encounter, because both teams do tend to dish out attractive hockey when they are in full flow. And we are just about 30 seconds away from the start of this match. Srijesh, how many saves will he have to make today? Yesterday he was given quite a good working over by the Germans, and he stood up to that on most occasions. Vivaldi had a slight game to forget against Netherlands, losing out 3-0 in that encounter, with goals coming in from Mink van der Weerden, Robert Kemperman and Dieder van Poffelen. Just about moments away from kickoff. It's match number 8 of the Hero Champions Trophy at Kalinga Stadium, Bhubaneswar. Here we go. It's Argentina who push things back, going from right to left in blue. Up against them in white are India. I'm Damayan Sen, and joining me for this critical encounter in the commentary box, as he has been doing since the first couple of days and will be doing for the rest of the week, Simon Mason, former GBR and England goalkeeper.
Good evening to Bayern, and looking forward to this immensely. Two teams that will feel a little hard done by from yesterday. India probably more so than Argentina. Argentina failed to penetrate the Dutch defence meaningfully at any point. India, as you say, kept in it by a fantastic display from their custodian, who was finally undone in the last few seconds by a defensive error in front of him.
Both teams not only looking for their first points of this Hero Champions Trophy, also the only two teams which haven't scored yet, so they need to sound that board or find the back of the net, as you would say perhaps in football. Virendra Lakra, who's a local man, and a big contingent from his hometown of Sundargarh, has been coming down to these matches. We are of course in the eastern Indian state of Odisha. This time a long ball aimed at Gurbaj, but cannot quite keep it in play.
Yeah, Gurbaj is led for that. Rupinder Pal Singh's gone overhead, but a little bit too much aggression on the pass, too much energy early doors.
Here's Argentina perhaps with their first chance. It's Paredes who was looking to spread the ball through and almost found Villa. Could have been dangerous. Instead picked up by the Indians. This is their talismanic skipper, Sardar Singh, with the first touch. And now moving forward first through Danish Mujtaba. And then picked up by Timmaya. He's got some options inside the box to try and pass to. Did that find a foot? No, it didn't.
That was a fantastic pick in the heart of the defence by Argentinian captain Paredes. He managed to pick it right off his toes as he jumped and twisted.
And box-to-box performance from him, because just a while ago he was at the other side of the pitch. The Argentines will definitely work hard. They know the importance of this match. It is quite conceivable that whoever wins this could finish up third in Pool B. Once again, a good movement just at the edge of the D.
There was no real need for Nitin Chamaya to actually try and pass that into the circle. If he kept running, the space was there.
Sardar takes a tumble. Still a fair distance outside the D though. Back with the Indian captain, sweeping this one in. Looking for
it's a goal.
It's gone in as well.
He's already blown for the foot. It hasn't been given. The Argentinian defence were going to replay right away.
Is it the Indians who will do that?
No, he's waving him away. That's very good from Chamaya. Nitin Chamaya not willing to go to video referral. Ball is played in. It's come off a foot on the line there to bobble over Vivaldi.
What a start here. End-to-end action, and particularly the last bit of action, which was just in front of Vivaldi. An early goal will no doubt help India settle down in front of their crowds.
Well, and their crowd's a really important point. That last moment, as the crowd noise rises, it's easy as a player to get carried away with that emotion, and they could have wasted their video referral in the first 3 minutes of this game. Fortunately, Nitin Chamaya, right on his mettle, knowing what was going on, made sure he ran to the umpire to stop his teammate asking for that referral. Once the signal's been made, you can't go backwards. Pretty well to get there quickly enough.
He's just 23 years of age, Nitin Chamaya, but showing some good Maturity, which has been the hallmark of this team. Lots of players with plenty of experience, a lot of players with more than 100 caps, and of course the captain who has more than 200 caps, Sardar Singh. This is Gurbaj down the right, looking for some space down the flanks to Sunil, who's got some electric pace to burn, and just gets that ball off the body of Pela. Virendra Lakra, Rupinder Pal. Oh, almost a missed pass.
He was lucky to get away with that. The ball had fallen behind him, went for the difficult pass behind his back, and so close to getting unpicked, and Argentina would have been away from the halfway line with two men completely uncontested.
Do they ever edit something called hockey funnies? Because that could have made it to that. Nevertheless, this time a through ball, almost picked up there by Ramandeep, but just couldn't make his way across to it.
Here we see on the replay, so he's run over the ball, he's tried to go behind himself for the round, the back pass going down the left-hand side, trying to find Manpreet, didn't do so. And the noise is going to again have an effect on the communication of both teams. International teamwork and pattern and strategy is so important to have the right chat between you, and if they can't hear each other, they'll struggle.
Yes, Argentina, what they would want is an early goal of their own, because that will silence the crowd and take a little bit of it outside the equation. Now, this time around, that was a useful ball which was sent in, but couldn't quite control it, Manuel Brunet. Here's Menini, looking for some support, which arrives in the shape of Rossi. Now Ibarra. Down the right, an attack which was initiated by Gonzalo Payar. How well the Dutch did to keep him out of the equation in yesterday's opening fixture for both teams in Pool B. Oh, this is sent in, and it wasn't too far away. He was looking for a wicket deflection. Still with Argentine possession just at the edge of the D, and eventually a reprieve for the Indian defence.
Well, it is a reprieve, but I think Mazzilli, we'll see here as the ball gets crashed across. There is a little touch in front of Srijesh, and he does well to get a good connection. The second phase play, though, I think Mazzilli was a little unlucky not to get a corner, because Rupinder Pal Singh was big and strong behind him, but with the potential of a shove in the back.
Yes, Mazzilli was leading up front, but just in front of him, Lucas Martinez was also in a great position. It just needed the ball to come through to him, and that could well have been 1-0 in favour of Argentina. As it stands, it's an attack developing down the right for the Indians. Trying to work his way through SK Uthappa. Will allow Gurbaj to take this one. Just about halfway done with this first quarter. Remember, 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. The first major tournament in FIH that is being played with the new rules. Now, Uthappa back again. That's a lovely through ball. Looking for some space to create for himself, but good, solid defending. Got some good pacey young players to India, and that's where the Argentine defense needs to watch out for them. The likes of Lalit Upadhyay, Ramandeep, strong as well as quick.
And it's not just the sheer straight line speed in the last attack as it developed. What was crucial was, as the ball was picked up, the first touch was to move it off the line of attack. So there was a line down the sideline, but as the midfielder got it, he just cut in field to attack the most dangerous line to goal. And that puts the defence under real pressure.
Lost his stake, but still has retained possession for his team. Mazzilli, big influence already on this game. Now this is a beautiful run coming down the left from Brunet, but in the end outcrowded by the Indians. Gurjinder with the final touch, and now a chance for the Indians on the counter-attack. Ramandeep with a good through ball. It's Lalit Upadhyay who has a look on goal. Oh, crosses it in, but just not accurate enough there for Nikin Thamaya, who almost overran it in a sense.
Well, there's a great through ball. Lalit's led round the back of the defence, looks up, sees the run, but actually it's not Thamaya's fault for leading that hard towards goal. The pass needed to be in front of him so he could accelerate onto it, sweep across the line of the ball and get it onto the goal.
The nerves of the occasion, perhaps. Not too much of international experience behind him, Lalit Upadhyay. Just his 11th cap in the India colours. Sardar Singh on to Rupinder Pal. at some stage would no doubt fancy his chances if and when India get a few penalty corner chances, as with this man, Gurjinder.
And I think that's what Altmans will be asking them to do on many occasions if they're going to get into the circle with the ball. People in the last game, such as Ramandeep and Akashdeep, they couldn't buy a goal. They got into fantastic positions time and time again, and yet there was no outcomes. As soon as they get into goal-scoring chances or shooting chances, or even just with possession in the circle, they just need to get something out of it. They've got such a fantastic corner threat.
And they showed recently in the 4-test series in Australia how much of grit and determination this team has in itself. Lost the first match 4-0, but came back and won the series 3-1. Although they had to eke out some low-margin victories, but that was good enough on the day. That is what this young Indian team is capable of. Free hit here for the Argentinians, who, it must be said, have made a pretty impressive start themselves in these first 10 minutes. Here they come again, not quite well trapped by the defender at the first attempt, and Srijesh does well. He had to take it away.
There's Kasori dividing this contact on a head in the circle. There's a 50-50 contest, and it's the backswing on Kottajit. Watch as the ball comes away from goal here. All of a sudden we've got reverse swing. There's the contact. Actually, it's Caglione, the man who missed the last game, who gets the shot on goal. Kottajit stepping in nice and close. And it was a shoulder-to-shoulder contest to attack that ball.
Well, in the immediate aftermath, he looked a little worse for the wear, but he's back on his feet, which is always a positive sign. As the shot was struck in, there could have been an opportunity had play not been broken off. But Srijesh did well to stand tall and punch the ball away. Good spell of pressure this from the Argentinians. Now looking to develop the attack, switching flanks from left to right. Gonzalo Peña on to the man on the right, Lucas Rossi. Swung in, more in hope. Looking for Lucas Villa. It's the Indians who come away. Manpreet through to Thapa, looking for a back pass, but poorly done.
Yeah, and Thapa, while he was looking for that support from Manpreet, didn't need it. There's no need to drop the ball back then. We've seen those two-player interchanges so often in games through this tournament so far, but if there is space around the outside, the easiest thing is just to get the ball outside the right foot and accelerate through the space around the back.
That lack of experience possibly just showing through on a couple of occasions, but the Indians have got themselves into good chances, and perhaps not surprisingly compared to the game against Germany, they've had a little bit more of domination of the midfield, as it were. More occasions when we've seen the ball with the Indians, but at the moment it is with Argentina. Here they come, trying his trickery, trying to get in, the wily old fox Lucas Villa.
Lucas Villa taking the ball one way then the other as the defender turned, had no idea where the ball was.
It's a landmark occasion for him as well. Villa's 150th cap for Argentina today. Can he mark it in the best possible way? A goal and a win will be perfect.
Peña, he's been robbed. I thought Peña had been robbed. He'd taken it down above his head. Nicking going behind him, he didn't take it cleanly. That's edge of stick, and all of a sudden Nicking's gone behind him, but has been blown up for not being 5 yards.
Edge of stick and edge of seat at the moment at the Kalinga Stadium. Here come Argentina looking for that opener once again. It was slapped through, and a couple of defenders got in the way of it, but still hasn't been cleared completely. Looking for a reverse. Again, some desperate scrambling defending. Peña whips it through, picked up by the captain.
How's that not dangerous? That's nearly taken hands off Sardar Singh at waist height. Smashed in from distance.
Still with Argentina.
It is where it was lifted from, not where it hit him. It's where it hit him, so it's in the middle of the pitch, not out wide.
Ray on to Ibarra. He's got Juan Lopez down the right, but stolen away by Akashdeep. In particular, had a mightily impressive tour of Australia. This time, though, he's been penalised.
And Sunil was away. There was movement through the midfield for Akashdeep. If he managed to get through, he was been penalised by Paco Vasquez for pushing as he tried to burst through the midfield channel.
Manuel Brunet. Well, full credit to Argentina. They have matched India toe for toe. If anything, they have made a few chances of their own and kept Trijesh busy on a couple of occasions. But no open chances yet for either team. Still with Argentina looking to slap this one in with a lot of power, but again picked up by Sabah. This time no infringement. And if anything, the Indians have this opportunity now. Not too many Argentinian defenders back in their own defensive third. Ramandeep on to Dharamveer. He'll hit it with some pace. Oh, it was deflected goalwards. It was a clever bit of work from Akashdeep. Vivaldi had to be on his toes. Still with the Indians. Down the left flank, it is Danish Mujtaba. Into the last minute of this first quarter. No goals as yet in this match. Kalinga Stadium, Pool B fixture, second day's last encounter. We have seen a glut of goals on the second day. 23 in 3 matches before. Will we get the first one in these next 40 seconds or so? There have been a few chances though.
And this ball drilled in hard, and it was a great touch off the end of the stick of the Indian forward, looking to lob it over the top of Vivaldi. He was on his guard, on his toes, and able to easily extend that big left hand.
Yes, Akashdeep Singh, the proverbial fox in the box that he is, nearly opening the account for the Indians in this match. But it has been a terrific quarter with good to and fro hockey, lots of attacking hockey, but not any clear-cut chance, barring the odd half chance when the keeper has been called into action. No goals as yet in the first quarter at the Kalinga Stadium. It's Argentina 0, India 0. India have been looking for those openings. In fact, perhaps made the slightly brighter start in this quarter. They just couldn't convert it into any clear-cut opportunity. Right towards the end, the attempted deflection by Akashdeep Singh almost had Juan Vivaldi in some sort of trouble. Just couldn't complete it. Nevertheless, terrific crowd. And they have been entertained by some superb hockey right through the day. And still got 45 minutes to go before they can call it a night. And hopefully the Indians will give them something to cheer about. But Argentina will want to play party poopers in this. Carlos Retehi is a very accomplished coach. He's got a terrific team ahead of him. He will make everything possible to make this a difficult match for the Indians. Big game in Pool B this. Just to recap what has happened in Pool B thus far. The first match was between Netherlands and Argentina yesterday, where Netherlands ran out 3-0 winners. India took it right till the end, till the death against Germany before losing 1-0. And earlier today, Netherlands beat Germany 4-1. So Netherlands, as things stand, right on top of the Pool B table, and quite difficult to dislodge them, Simon. So from that perspective, a big opportunity for both these teams today.
Yeah, both these teams looking to step forward, get on the front foot, get a good result out of the game, not just for the points it represents, but the momentum for the latter stages of the tournament. As you say, both of them trying to get points on the board and a goal in the back of the net from either penalty corner or an outcome in the circle. They both need to improve in those two areas.
Everybody settling back into their seats for what should be another exciting 15 minutes. What this game could do with is a goal though, and especially the visitors, though they are the designated home team here, Argentina. If they find a goal, then that will force the Indians to just open up the game a little bit more, be a little bit more adventurous perhaps. Long ball, it's well connected.
Yeah, Rapinapal in the end making the important interception out on that left-hand side, but there needs to be better communication between the full-back and his half-back. As he stepped out behind Tamaya, there was some uncertainty in the ball bobble past both of them in the first phase.
Coming off the foot inside the D, the first penalty corner here. And this will bring Gonzalo Payat into play.
And the most obvious decision so far this game, Raghunath just deflects it onto his own foot right in front of the umpire. Absolutely no contest, despite Argentina appealing for it and pointing to the foot. I think you would have to have your eyes shut to not appreciate that was a corner. And now can Piat do what he does best at the World Cup? He was in exceptional form, his conversion percentage so high. Very, very difficult man to read. Likes the top right of the goal, the goalkeeper's top left as you look, but can go anywhere.
Oh, not trapped. Missed opportunity in some respects. Still with Argentina though, just at the edge of the D, looking to converge this one towards goal as well, but goes out for a long corner. Not quite cleared yet. Here is an opportunity for Rupinder. He can get through. Some terrific commitment from the Argentinians.
There we see it, goes out to the top, takes a skip in the circle and then is missed by not only the trapper but also the backup stop as well, Ibarra. Tigi not happy at all, and that's just skipped off the turf.
There's a picture truly worth 1,000 words there. Back with Indian possession. The second quarter has begun a lot more brightly for the Argentinians. That was a bit naughty from Brunet.
Well, if that's perceived to be deliberate, then he will pick up a card, which he has. Is there a trailing leg in this tackle? There was a trailing leg. I'm not sure it was extended any more than it was already there, but it definitely breaks down play and stops the through run from Duranvia.
Yes, you could see the Indian number 10 possibly just milked it a little bit, but India just getting that 2-minute advantage when Brunet will not be on the pitch. Would love to ask you though, Simon, does it sometimes help a player because your adrenaline is pumping, just getting 2 minutes off, allowing your thoughts to regroup and come back with a fresher mind?
In principle, yes, it does. However, most players would prefer that it was through a substitution than an actual penalty, because you're in a situation where your mind is now going about what's happening in front of you. You have no ability to have any effect on what is going on, and you're thinking what your teammates are going through in terms of the extra running that they're doing and the mistake that you've made.
Well, Argentina temporarily down to 9 outfield players. Could India make them pay for that? This is a good ball in, but Nick Timaya just needed a little bit of time to turn to try and line it up on his right, and that cost him valuable seconds.
Seeing a ball into the circle, it's a great ball and turn, but just needed to stop the ball and fire. He's continued to move, and a good centre forward will actually just stop, get their feet around the ball and get it away, as opposed to moving that much. When you've got the space to shoot, you need to get something on goal.
This ball has been slipped through, and Birendra Lakra there with an error in defence. Should have really cleaned it up. Leaves a lot of work here for Raghunath. Drops in to support him. That's a bad giveaway as well. Sure, all the way back to the defence. This is Hiladi looking for Payard, but this will go out of the touchline for a sideline ball for the Indians. It's luckiness from both teams in their midfield play. And one of the two might make the other punish them for it. This time it was slipped through and it needed a deflection, just didn't come.
Well, the pass from Sada Singh just straight into the path of Tarambir. He gets his eyes up, pushes it through underneath Vivaldi. Sunil was coming in hard in front of the goalkeeper, and there was some support, but again, it's players who, there's not that much composure. There's still this desire to play at full tempo when you get in the circle, and quite often if you just take a fraction of a percentage off your own movement pace, you can get a much better pass across the goalmouth.
This is lovely skills from Gurbaj. He's got this ball through, and it's a second stab at it from Vivaldi, but eventually does go out. And to really take inspiration, they need to look no further than the Dutch team, how they use these baseline balls.
Well, I think that's come off a foot in the circle. There's nothing that's been called back, but to me it looked like Mateus Rey's leg deflected it slightly closer to Vivaldi's goal. No referral call, so the players obviously thought something completely different.
They would be well advised to listen to Simon Mason, because he's invariably right with those calls.
I am, however, 50 yards up in the air with an action replay, which makes it a darn sight easier.
free ball here for the Indians. Into the 6th minute of the second quarter. No goals as yet at the Kalinga Stadium. Big match for both teams. Huge opportunity to take a big step towards possibly even the second spot, because Germany will have a tricky final encounter against Argentina. Well done by Lalit Upadhyay. This has been slipped through and nearly took a couple of touches and could so easily have gone goalwards. Was whipped in with some pace by Manpreet. Just couldn't find an Indian stick right at the end of it.
Lalit's skills here are exceptional. Drops the ball away. Probably should have kept going himself. In the end, it's a touch of an Argentinian stick, but it's classified as too high into the D.
Sideline ball once again for the Indians. They've just established a little bit of control in the last few minutes. A lot more possession in the Argentinian half. Gurbaj. Manpreet. Rupinder. No penalty corners as yet for India in this match. That is an aspect, as we pointed out earlier, could be crucial in this game. Once again, just a long corner. Here's Gurbaj. Lots of width. Sending it through between the legs of Villa.
Piat down the left-hand side, left with very little options. In that situation, you need to protect the ball, but then do exactly what he did. You try and pull the ball from left foot to right foot, and at the same time rotate away from the opponent. It just gives you a metre of space, and that's all these guys need to find a good pass.
This long ball intended for Lucas Villa. First to it, though, was Gurjinder. Gets some good support here from Gurbaj as well. And the Indians switching up flanks very, very quickly. Need to make this ball count. Akashdeep with some space. Get some good support as well from Kotajit. Some players inside the D. It's a good ball in. It's a good deflection, but just didn't find its way through to the goal.
Well, it's hit the post. It's come off Vivaldi. It's a great interchange of passes. Somehow it hasn't gone in. Vivaldi with the finest of touches. Lovely bit of skill. Akashdeep cutting in field. Suddenly Kotajit gets it. He can spin away, fires it blind under his arm. There's the tip in. Vivaldi just does enough.
Exceptional hockey all around. And the Indians just showing with those passes and with those silken skills, they can be quite a handful for the Argentinian defense. And Vivaldi in particular will have to be quite cautious. But this time it might be Srijesh who could be called into action. Lucas Villa with a good bustling run. Dispossessed. This is Lalit. Got some men alongside him. One of them is Akashdeep, switching over to the captain Sardar down the left flank, through looking for Ramandeep and possibly even Uthappa inside the box.
Well, the cross-field pass that found Sardar was exactly what India need to do when they get the ball. Because of this period of ascendancy, the crowd are getting behind them. There's a whole amount of positive energy out there. The problem is you get caught up in that, which means every time you get the ball, you then think you're going to score a goal. The issue being you then turn it over and potentially concede. They just need to recycle possession every now and again and not get involved in too many one-on-one contests.
Possibly exactly what they're trying to do at the moment, because from Uthappa it went to Gurbaj. This is the captain Sardar, as often just making sure that he has possession for most of the time in the midfield. Free hit here taken quickly by Lalit, slipping it through for Ramandeep. Some options inside the box. Ramandeep has come through to the baseline but just couldn't seal the deal. Good phase of play, and that's why India have just taken a little bit of a lead in terms of possession, also in circle penetrations, but it's in the shots really that both teams thus far haven't been able to get any sort of superiority. India a little bit more, but still nothing of note on the top.
Yeah, it's the quality of those shooting opportunities. Aside from that fantastic fluid last Indian movement, there's not been any real clear-cut stop and hit opportunities as meaningful shots to make the goalkeepers make big saves.
This man has made an impact. Gurbaj Singh, a live wire down the right flank. It's another useful ball and just needed to be trapped. First to it was Ramandeep and almost managed to lay it up for Akashdeep. That's a lovely bit of defending. Matthias Ray. Menini. Wins a free hit for his team. Just a little bit of a breather for the Argentinians.
And those crash balls dangerous. That's a deflection away. Argentina lucky to get away without conceding a corner. Players will do that quite often to a ball that's flashed into the circles. They won't try and stop it, particularly on a slippery pitch. They'll just deflect it away from danger with awareness of where their opponent actually is.
Can Argentina finish this half with a good performance of their own? The ideal performance would be a goal. That'll put some serious pressure on India looking into the third quarter. Into the D, got some support as well, trying to cut it back, but first to it was Manpreet. Instead, back with Argentinian possession all the way back to their defense. Payat, quite happy doing this. Long passes to Hiladi. Just looking to slow the pace of this match down, because the quicker it goes, the more it seems to suit the Indians.
Yeah, that's the tempo they'll want to play at, and Argentina will want to contain that enthusiasm and that energy, silence the crowd, take away that 12th man effect.
As is the case here, because the Indians have picked it up, and immediately there's just a little bit of a buzz around the Kalinga Stadium. Dharamveer, speedy run here from Sunil. Can he send in a killer ball? Gets a deflection and will go out for a long corner.
There's a man clapping there, but he looked like the most unhappy man that I've seen on the side of a pitch for a long time. Hand movements and face suggested two completely different things.
It just run into him before the start of the game, and he looked a little bit lost and pensive, but he will be happy if this results in a goal. Raghunath with a terrific run, but in the end, it is an easy enough stop here for the Argentinians. Lucas Villa. Pedro Ibarra. Now this has been beautifully picked up. Does he have enough support though, Menini? Lots and lots of white shirts around him.
Yeah, Paco Vasquez blowing hard on his whistle. Free hit for the Indians because of the foot as it's come through. So Gajinder's stepped forwards to make that tackle. It's that long reach. It's the difference between a flat stick tackle and a jab tackle. A jab tackle being that extension, almost like a fencer thrusting at an opponent. You're in a situation where you're just extending and using the reach to jab the ball away.
Well, who will provide the first jab in this match? Almost a killer pass that went through the defense and nearly found its way to Nitin Timaya. I think he also got a stick to it.
Well, this is a game and a half of nearlies now. It happened in the first game against the Germans. That is an absolute killer ball. Forehand to forehand. And Alman's looking at disbelief that that's not come to something.
You're absolutely right. There were a few chances such as those in the match against Germany. I was sidelined for most of that game. Heitmans kept telling his team, go for the goal now, go for the goal now, get this, try and finish this off. Because late goals have always been the scourge of Indian hockey. And that was the case yesterday as well. This time around it's Gurjinder. Makes a clean stop of it. Just about a minute left. Oh, deflection into the goal! Akashdeep breaks the duck for India in the Hero Champions Trophy. And it comes in the only way that one thought it could have come. A good long ball from the deep. Well deflected by Akashdeep Singh.
Akashdeep in exactly the right place, but you have got to say that it's some horrendous defending. The ball's been crashed in from a relatively static position. We see here, slapped in good underarm disguise, but that is an appalling defensive position. Body shape is all wrong. Players trying to pull it back across his body. Geladi should know better. He's got everything in the wrong place and nothing Vivaldi can do.
Yes, a defensive error for sure, but a classic goal poacher's finish there from Akashdeep. He knew where the ball was likely to come in, showed good anticipation, and once the error came in, there was always going to be only one winner to the ball. So India get their first goal. It's up to Argentina now, still scoreless in this entire Hero Champions Trophy. Down the left flank, they have created their chances though, and they're looking for a foot here inside the D, but just doesn't happen. The Indians defending stoutly. Last few seconds for them to survive.
And with that goal, we must take nothing away from the quality of the pass into the circle. It was a fantastically well disguised slap under the arm. Every bit of the player's body position suggests it was going straight.
Oh, there's the response from the Argentinians, and they reply in kind because it's a long ball again. It's been deflected in. Are the Indians not happy with something? Are they going to refer it? They're not, because it has been given as a goal.
We cannot go back so far. If it's the same action, it's alright, but we cannot go back for 2, 3 hit, 3 home. Understand?
Argentina have found that goal just at the stroke of half-time.
It's just come all the way through defensive lines, and that's a reach touch from that man Villa. He stepped forward, got the end of his stick to it, found its way past Srijesh, nothing he could do.
It looked very close to an own goal as well, because Gurjinder's stick was in there too. Just some sloppy defending of their own from the Indians, and often they say in any sport the most vulnerable position is when you've just scored, and that's exactly what has happened with the Indians within seconds of scoring. Pretty much the end of this second quarter as well. Half-time at the Kalinga Stadium, where it's currently tied in a very, very engrossing battle. So Argentina have broken their duck. India have also scored their very first goal of the Hero Champions Trophy. It was a fantastic finish to begin with by Akashdeep. It was Argentina 1, India 1. Well, goals coming right in the end of that second quarter. One fantastic finish from Akashdeep, but some sloppy defending of the Argentinians, and then replying in kind as Gurjinder just missed out on a ball. The crowd just silenced at the moment, but they will be looking forward to a terrific third quarter where the action will resume with the halftime scoreline here at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. Argentina This match is stewing up nicely like a spicy Indian curry at the moment. Half-time, Argentina 1, India 1. Simon Mason alongside me in the commentary box. And it took right up to the last couple of minutes for the goals to come, but it was all action stations from then.
It was, and it was an unfortunate defensive error. This is a brilliant disguise pass, and McCaskey's in the right place at the right time, but dreadful defending from Gillardi to allow this ball to get through in the first instance. But India delighted, and the crowd on their feet, which created noise and enthusiasm. But then less than 45 seconds later, Argentina equalised, and India have to do something about their psychology at the end of quarters, at the end of games when goals have been scored, because it's textbook what they are conceding.
Yes, on bent knee. That was a terrific finish by the man who's playing his 150th match in an Argentina cap. These are the match statistics, very even in every sense. In fact, one more circle penetration, but it really is the efficacy of those shots which could determine the result in the end. Thus far, they have managed to get 1 goal out of those 5 shots. Argentina also have that solitary goal from their 3 shots. Just 1 card that has been earned by, or given rather, against any of the players. Terrific response though from the crowd here in Bhubaneswar. Looking forward to what will be an exciting third quarter as well. Well, what could be the key in this third quarter, Simon?
Retention of the ball, keeping possession. If India can be patient and cycle the ball through midfield left to right rather than trying to attack directly every time they get it, they will get more outcomes. But at the same time, they have to be patient. Argentina have incredible skills as they break down the pitch. The one-on-ones that we see from players such as Mazzilli and such as Lucas Villa are exceptional. They need to make sure line to goal is protected.
Just to remind you, you can not only connect with us at the stadiums, but you can also connect with us on social media. We are on Facebook, YouTube as well as Twitter. That's our Facebook page, FI Hockey. We're also on YouTube, where you can watch all the matches live and also catch all the highlights of the games at FI Hockey. That is also the place. And this is FIH_hockey, where my co-commentator and myself, and in fact Michael Absalom as well, are quite frequent Twitterers. What's the right word? But that is the hashtag CT2014. The Bhubaneswar looking forward to what should be quite an interesting third quarter. And no doubt there'll be a few words of wisdom which will have been passed on to both teams by the respective coaches. Argentina, of course, under that wily character of theirs, Carlos Rete, who has recently in fact been involved with both the men's and the women's team. In fact, took them both to bronze medal finishes at the World Cup, which was held in the Netherlands. And India, of course, here under their high performance director, Roland Altmans, who is ready with Michael Absalom at pitch side.
Roland, what did you say to the boys at half-time?
Well, I said that we need to be a little bit more clever in the 23 of the opponent. If you look how many times we entered the circle, the chances that we had, and finally you scored a goal, and then 45 seconds later, again, you allow the opponent to score. I think from 23 to 23, we're absolutely the better side, but it's finally in the D where it's decided. So we are looking for a little bit different approach in the attack, and make sure that in defense, this kind of mistakes we cannot afford. Simple.
How crucial do you see this game?
Well, the crucial one is on Thursday, I think, because that's the quarter-final. But we are looking for raising our level every match, and I think again we are doing it. We created more chances, but the only thing is we fail in finishing it so far. But let's see what the second half will bring.
Confident you can go on and win the game?
Absolutely.
All right, good luck. We'll enjoy it too.
Thanks.
Great confidence to see, and that'll bring a lot of hope for the Indian hopefuls as we just about prepare for the pushback in the second half, the third quarter in this 4-quarter format, 15 minutes each, 60-minute game. Last match of the day on second day of this Hero Champions Trophy being played at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. Outstanding attendance as always. Srijesh has been beaten once, won't want that to happen again. It's the Indians who will get things moving in this third quarter, and both teams will have swapped sides. So India in white will be attacking from right to left on your TV screens, and in their dark blue, Argentina, the very first pass is a slightly wayward one. Simon Mason former Olympian for GBR and also former president of the England Hockey Board alongside me. Simon, critical 15 minutes in that context.
Yes, indeed, and I absolutely agree with what was said at half-time by Roland Altmans. It's in the 225s that India really don't have the consistency yet. They are developing. They're exceptional from 25 to 25 through those midfield channels, but they don't create enough chances consistently in the circle. They're not winning those easy penalty corners, and at the same time they're just slightly fractionally lax at the back, giving their opponents opportunities.
Yes, in fact, not a single penalty corner yet in this match, and they have a few terrific finishers of that format. Not least of all the man who was left stranded in a defensive position, Gurjinder. They've also got Raghunath, they've also got Rupinder Pal Singh. They will want to bring them into play at some stage in this game. Still with the Indians in a defensive position at the moment. All the way to Birendra Lakra. Often left as the sole sweeper. Just allows Rupinder to move up front as he's doing here. Impeded a little bit there, and that's why this free hit once again for the Indians.
And that Indian back 3 or 4 just has to have an awareness of the height of the Argentinian press. If they back off to half court as they are now, or even back further than that to 40-45 metres, they don't need to force the ball through. If they do that, they will turn over possession, and Argentina can then play to their counter-attack strengths. What they need to do is just be patient and find the spaces with passes like that.
It was a great pass and nearly a good take from Gurbaj as well, but what matters is in the end the Indians do win possession, do win the free hit. Dharamveer on to Sardar. They swap the flank of play here. Oh, just cannot get through. Nevertheless, back with the Indians. Back with the skipper, Sardar, on to Birendra Lakra. Got some options inside again, looking for the deflection. Oh, Ramandeep was very close.
He wasn't. Ibarra was suggesting to umpire Paco Vasquez that that was a dangerous ball in. We see the hit now, and it's a bad hit. It's a bobbly, horrible hit. And Ibarra was suggesting that that should be given as dangerous.
Action at the other end, though. Nearly an opportunity for the Argentinians as well. Just getting a bit into a bit of a tangle there, the attackers. Facundo Caglioni hasn't as yet made a huge impact on this game. Missed out yesterday's match against Netherlands with a stomach bug. Good to see him back. Also missed the World Cup in the summer because of a calf injury. The Indians looking to quickly get rid of this ball from their own defensive third.
Well, that's smart interchange play. Whilst it looked quite tight, none of those players had an opponent within 2 metres of them. That, however, is a dangerous run from Raghunath as he goes through midfield.
Can Argentina punish India for it? Oh, the idea was right, but just couldn't finish the job off.
So going back to what I was saying, exactly case in point. If you're trying to get out your defensive spaces, you don't want to go within 2 metres of an opponent because you're not going to be able to get the ball. Raghunath goes down on a flat piece of track, catches his toes in the turf to start with, and then slides with a bow wave.
In early moments of the third quarter, what India looked prepared to do is use the width of this entire turf. Lots and lots of balls being switched from one flank to the other, similar to what Argentina are doing here. This is a lovely bit of interplay. Agustin Mazzilli looking to work his way in. He's the little magician for this team, but just couldn't work his magic.
No, and having taken the ball to the air, we look here, lovely little take the ball to the air, gets around the back, tries to go for the upright backhand, but the plant foot, the foot that you have to spin and rotate off, just slides away from underneath him on the wet turf.
Back with the Indians, this is their captain, Sardar Singh. Looks up, rises up his options. Chooses to go all the way back to Rupinder Pal, who's not yet had an opportunity, single opportunity to show off his penalty corner expertise. Conversion expertise, I must say. To the middle, Danish gets a sideline ball for the Indians.
He needs to get more involved during the course of this game. If India are going to get an outcome.
Oh, that was close. That was again swept in from a distance. Again, the Argentinian defense just for a bit while didn't quite pick up Ramandeep inside the box.
Again, it's a brilliant, deceptive hit, opening the wrists and sliding. There's a fine touch, but look at Ramandeep's commitment, diving across the last defender to create that touch.
And the good thing you would always say is that at least he had extracted a save out of Vivaldi. So making the most of their chances.
And it's just that's also the right starting position. If a forward is looking to learn from this, if the ball is on an attacking left, you actually want to lead away to the right and then back to the ball on forehand. It's a much easier deflection than trying to get a reverse stick with enough contact to get back towards the goalkeeper. That forehand touch, you can then afford to dive like Ramandeep did.
Ramandeep will once again be waiting for this ball, but dispossessed. Long corner for the Indians. Some good work from Nikhil Thimmaiya, making himself quite a bit of a nuisance down the right. Here they come again. Gurbaj getting some support. This is Gurjinder. Will switch it all the way to the left. Rupinder. Bob, as they call him. This has been slapped in, and Indians not quite sure about it, but they have won a penalty corner. This is exactly what they were looking for, because they've got Rupinder out there, they've got Gurjinder out there, and just being told there by the official that that came off the hand.
Yeah, and umpire Paco Vasquez has already made the signal that he couldn't see anything. What Argentina are asking about is the height. Was it dangerous when it came in? It gets a touch slightly outside the circle. The ball smashed, and it gets a touch there that lifts it up. And then, actually, that goes down. That goes down off Thimmaia's stick into the floor before it comes up again. What a question. It hits the trailing heel of Piat. I think that's a corner.
It has been given as one, just a little bit of an error, but that's all it takes in this game, especially between two teams which on the whole are quite evenly matched. This penalty corner conversion is always going to be quite an issue. The Indians need to get a move on with this. Defensive formation will look to try and save this one, because there's a couple of good specialists. One of them goes for his Gurjinder. Scores as well. India have the lead once again. This is exactly the kind of moment that Othmans and his team would have been looking for. They have found it, they have seized on it, and have they also seized on this match here?
That is a rocket. It comes out to the top, it's stopped clean. Out to the top, stop clean, pick, and look at the whip there. That acceleration, side netting past Vivaldi. He doesn't smell that as it goes past him. It's gone in so quickly. That's bulging the net before his hands get on the line of where the ball goes. Pick, whip, that drag through. What a fantastic execution of a drag flick.
Celebrate he might, because he's just given that little bit of an initiative back to the Indians. And this is an area where they really have come along in leaps and bounds in recent months. The penalty corner conversion rate tends to be quite good these days when the Indians take to the field.
Well, it's an important moment just to set your stall out halfway through this third quarter. Get that equalising goal that was conceded just before the half-time whistle out of your head. Know that you can retake the lead and that you're playing well enough to then potentially go forward and score again.
If anything, need to be solid in defence now, because this will charge up the Argentinians, that's for sure. No shortage of goals on the second day. 26th goal in just the fourth match. Still a while to go, Simon.
Yes, indeed. And you aren't going to want to see another equaliser conceded within 60 seconds of them scoring. Quite an easy psychological task for someone just to set something like a trigger word when you score a goal. Just something you can pass on to the guy next to you, and he then similarly passes on a specific tactic. Half-court defence or getting the ball off the other end of the pitch, whatever it may be, but so that the whole team knows exactly what they're trying to do.
They are defending in good numbers at the moment, all of them inside their defensive third, and looking to make sure that they make things as difficult. Create a human wall for the Argentinians to try and breach. Taylor might just go for the whip. Does do. There's a deflection. There's a shot as well. Argentina get their equalizer for the second time. This is turning out to be an absolute classic here at the Kalinga Stadium. And for the second successive time, India go forward and then just take one step back.
Piat picks his really slow drag. He's got about 3 inches. And all of a sudden, you've got Rapindapal trying to play at the ball. Why do you play at the ball? Ortiz has got it away. He's tried to hit this. There is nothing wrong with that finish as Juan Lopez bats it above his head. But I don't understand why Rapindapal is trying to play that ball away. You can just deflect it. Get a full old school shins and stick upright behind the line of the ball.
got it all to do once again, and again for the second time in this match, inside a minute, it's the Argentinians who come back into it.
I'm not sure there's a lot you can do about the delivery, because Piat picked that up. It's a long, slow drag flick, and it's 3 or 4 inches off the floor. That's not the issue. The ball is going to get into the heart of the circle. Rapindipal was in exactly the right place. Essentially, he could actually let the ball go because it would have crashed into the goal behind him without an Argentinian touch in the circle. But in trying to cut across it, some kind of, I don't know enough cricket terminology for some sort of cut shot, he's tried to play the ball away from danger and just set it up on a plate for Lopez.
And to borrow from tennis, the finish was a little bit of a forehand, double-handed down the line. Terrific finish though, no chance whatsoever for Srijesh. On a couple of occasions, he's just been found wanting, with really no realistic chance of being able to save it. Here's the goal scorer, Juan Lopez. Normally a terrific passer, creator of chances as well for his team. Very experienced, and that has been good to see. The Argentinian side today, the experienced players have really pulled their weight. How even is that? 21 circle penetrations. India with more shots, but Argentina have made 2 of those shots count for much more. Oh, another long ball again, looking for the man up front, Caglioni.
Gulbaj was on the right line, he missed it. Fortunately, Caglioni did as well. It's a bobbly ball crashed in, and Argentina have gone a little bit long in these last 3 or 4 minutes, and they're looking to just create uncertainty in the circle. India obviously just a little bit wobbly and being punished.
A game of chess as much as of hockey. And now this is Matias Paredes. He has some exquisite skills with these solo runs and almost found his way through, but in that backswing just managed to make contact with Rupinder, and good sportsman spirit on display.
Yeah, that's right. Paredes was trying to play an upright reverse stick. As the ball pops in here, it's been turned over in midfield. Sardar Singh getting caught with a pass. It's Rapindipal just leading in there. Look at the follow-throughs, caught him across the jaw. Had to get in to make the tackle as he did. Incredibly brave piece of defending. One hopes the gum shield has done its job.
It is worth mentioning at this point that these teams have met once before in Champions Trophy history. That was in 2003 in Amstelveen. And on that occasion, it was the Argentinians who ran out 4-2 winners. 2 goals for Jorge Lombi, who was top scorer in that event with 10 goals. This time again looking for their 3rd in this evening. And again some uncertain defending from the Indians.
Yeah, Utapa that time getting penalised and punished for a ball played into the centre midfield spot. And it's being played in an unnecessary position. Sardar Singh carrying it, Utapa carrying it 30 yards out in the mid-zone. You don't need to do that. Get it out to the sidelines until you get the halfway line and then cut in, particularly now when you're under a little bit of pressure.
Good pressure. One just gets the impression that Argentina here are relishing the prospect of having a go at India in these last 5 minutes. And the Indians will probably just be looking over their shoulder at the clock, looking to regroup at the end of this 3rd quarter without any further damage done to them. This is a lovely run coming in from Brunet. Inside the box, anything can happen. The clearance is not a very effective one. It's still bobbling about. Mazzili almost got to it, as did Via, but it's the Indian captain, Sardar Singh, who emerges with the ball. Still with the Indians, Manpreet. Whipped in by Virendra Lakra. Getting some support from Uthappa. This is Gurjinder. He has Kothajit around him, but chooses to go back to Lakra.
That's better recycling, playing the ball through decent spaces away from contact. Similarly there, Sardar Singh's got the ball in his own halfway line. That's fine, you're 50 yards away from your own goal mouth. You don't want to be picking that up with contest at 25 yards out.
And it's just that confident streak in him which often rubs through to his teammates. Now this time a 50-50 clash almost. The decision has gone in favour of India. Yet another penalty corner. Will they convert this one? The Argentinians initially looked like they might protest, but they've chosen to go ahead and set up for the defence of this possible penalty corner conversion.
All started by Gurjinder. Gurjinder picks it up and fires the ball into the circle. It's uncertain defending from Rossi, who plays the ball up dangerously. Sunil underneath it. That's a dead easy decision for the umpire. Absolutely no question at all. It's into contest. 2 players within couple of feet of each other.
I think more out of disappointment than anything else. Just seemed to walk up towards the umpire, then changed their mind and got through with their protective gear. Just about a second to go before we set up for this penalty corner. The last one was converted. Gurjinder is in there, as is Raghunath. Both of them have terrific, strong wrists.
Yeah, and the Argentinian defence is going to be down to 3 because Rossi stepped forward. No, they're not. Is Paco Vasquez saying, don't dummy? I can't see a double movement from Sarah Singh. No, yes, indeed, they are down. Sorry, I didn't see anybody run away from that. They are down to 3 men defence. Nothing wrong with what Sarah Singh did.
Well, Rossi was the one who conceded the penalty corner in the first place, and his error now brings them down to 3 defenders. Another strong whip from Gurjinder. Might have a second stab, and this time he converts. 2 in 2 in terms of penalty corner conversions. And this time around, good presence of mind to pick up the rebound ball and make sure that he slotted it home with as much power as he could summon.
Well, the ball has hit the #1 runner off Gurjinder. This is what the appeal was. Was it too high to start with? They immediately ran to Paco Vasquez about the height. They have gone to referral. So this will be all about the height. If the defender is within 5 yards of the flick and it hits above the knee, it is a defensive free hit.
In the first flick, will you please check it for me? The checker check for danger from the penalty corner. Yeah, hello. Yeah, danger in the first flicker. The first flicker, he said it's a high ball untouched the ball. He's asking for danger. Thanks, I've got it.
So the ball out to the top, stop dead. There's nothing wrong with the flick. Look at the line that players are jumping at. I've made this comment so many times. I personally disagree. That's a dead straight suicide run. Now, to me, the first point of impact looks above the knee. Nothing wrong with the replay, nothing wrong with the goal. How far away is the player, though? If that's perceived to be more than 5 metres, and it's very, very close, that toe, back toe, is about 1 metre in front of the penalty spot, suggesting about 8 yards. How far in is the flicker? It's not about the height, essentially, it's about the distance. That is too high, but is the #1 runner more than 5 yards away? Because if they are, it's not considered dangerous within the rules as far as I know.
And also it's worth remembering, the original decision was a goal.
Well, given that decision, obviously the first runner is considered to be within 5 yards.
Stays 2-2. But the Indians have shown that they are quite lethal from those penalty corners. The Argentinian defense will do well to avoid any further such situations where they put Juan Vivaldi in the firing line. What won't hurt their chances at all is getting a goal of their own, almost getting through, and nearly pushing that one through was Brunet. Losing his footing a little bit, but still with Argentinian possession. Oh, some good skills as he worked his way in. Menini has also impressed.
Very good skills from Menini along the baseline. Him and Danish just having a little bit of handbags in the circle. Just protecting their spaces, but Menini with dribbling skills along the baseline, 3-dimensional, up in the air as well as side to side.
Being homed in by as many defenders as possible. All Argentinian players in the attacking third. This is Rossi. There's a quick flick on from Nikin Timaya, but still a sideline ball for the Argentinians. This has been sent in, could be dangerous. First to it though is Gurjinder. There is Sardar. Will the Indians have the swiftness in this counter-attack before Argentina regroup in defense? Critical phase of this quarter. If one of these two teams scores here, probably there won't be enough time for the counter-attack and the counter-offensive. As we said, India have scored first on a couple of occasions in this match and then seen parity restored inside a minute.
All is scrappy through midfield. One team just needs to get the ball out of that area, as Argentina do, and recycle it. Play to a little bit of space, allow you to get your eyes up and find where the passes are and reset your midfield shape.
Gonzalo Peña has been right on the money with most of his defensive duties and also provided a superb pass which led to the second goal for Argentina. Now this has been beautifully picked up again. Menini. Some sublime skills on display from both these teams, which have always had a rich tradition, haven't they, of players with great individual skills.
Yeah, and it is all about that individual flair, but you have to have a structure behind it. So we've seen players such as Villa and Mazzilli with the individual brilliance up front, but you have to have a way of getting the ball there consistently. They're not going to score enough goals if they only get 1 or 2 chances a game. They need to be getting the ball on the end of their stick 10 or 15 times inside the attacking 25 to generate meaningful outcomes.
Some method to the madness. coming in towards the final few seconds, into the last 10 seconds now of this third quarter. This will probably be the last meaningful action, but it is all action stations at the moment at Kalinga Stadium, Bhubaneswar. After 3 quarters of this match, it's Argentina 2, India 2. Third quarter promised goals, and it delivered on that promise as well. India going ahead first through a penalty corner conversion by Gurjinder, and then the reply within a minute, which has been pretty much the pattern right through this match. And right towards the end, it seemed like India might well have got a third one, but it was overturned on an appeal, which is why Argentina still have that one referral up their sleeve, as do India. So honours even in every sense in this match at the moment. Everything still to play for. The possibility, if they win, of not only going third in Pool B, but possibly pushing on for a further positive result in the matches to come. Remember, India face Netherlands next, while Argentina will be up against Germany in their third and final Pool B encounter. It still promises goals and still promises some excitement in the last 15 minutes at the Kalinga Stadium. An animated Carlos Reti, comparatively a lot cooler on the exterior, but what will he be saying, Simon Mason?
Well, I think both coaches have got to be saying exactly the same thing, which is we have to minimise our mistakes. This hasn't been about attacking brilliance and flair yet. It's been about mistakes created in midfield, in defensive lines. The team that makes the least mistakes is going to be the team that wins this, because there hasn't been much brilliance so far. It's been half touches and balls falling in the right place, and that's what they need to reduce, is the opportunities presented to the opponent.
And if anything, if Argentina do go on to possibly even win this match, then Lucas Rossi will have to buy his teammates dinner, because it was his error which led to the penalty corner, and it was also his mistake which led to 3 defenders, but they did get out of jail on that occasion free. Fourth quarter begins. India push things back. In white going from right to left, and in blue Argentina from left to right. Both teams seeking their first points. As of now, the scoreline stays this way. Both will begin their campaign in terms of point scoring in the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. Rupinder Pal Singh looking for Gurbaj. Picks up the sideline ball for himself. Back with Rupinder. He's one man who would be itching to have his attempt at a penalty corner should India get one chance. No Gurjinder on the pitch at the moment.
Now away to the left of the shot, here we go. We've got an umpire suggesting there's some shirt pulling. Defender and attacker both being penalised, or spoken to rather than penalised, but there is an awareness from Paco Vasquez that that's happening off the ball. Precedent set earlier on today with cards being issued for consistent off-the-ball skullduggery.
Absolutely. This has been a much cleaner game in contrast, but it did serve up some fantastic entertainment. That match, of course, being between Belgium and Australia. 4-4 with literally the last strike of the ball. Virendra Rakra trying to find Sardar. Little push. Will there be a card for this?
No, there was no forward movement from the players.
Once again, a long ball attempted, whipped in with a lot of power.
It was a great disguised pass from Raghunath. Sunil should have responded and led closer to Vivaldi.
There's also that feint from Akashdeep, who looked like he was shaping up to go for a flick, but always was going to be difficult for him with his backside to the Argentinian goal. Now, it's Argentina with possession only temporarily. Indians win it back, but lose out here. Need some pace on this movement. Brunei. Done well, but eventually picked up by Sardar, who always looks so composed on the ball, even in his own defensive box even.
He does, but what he hasn't shown us so far is any real acceleration through space. He does look composed, he makes so much time for himself, but at the same time he does need to show a little bit of urgency to inspire people around him to play at a particular pace.
Like the rest of the team, he will enjoy the off day, because before yesterday's game against Germany, Coach Altmans was quoted as saying that Sardar was probably 90% fit. That day of rest will just help all the players get back on the horse, so to speak. Now this is a long ball. It's been picked up here by Via. Oh, almost a second goal for him, but Srijesh standing tall, standing firm.
That would have been an exceptional goal. It was a massive overhead pass. Srijesh had to read it. Defenders had to be careful. It cut between two defensive lines. But India now with a cash deep.
And it's a superb ball through as well. Sunil was first to it. There's some excitement near the goal mouth, but Vivaldi doing well. Both goalkeepers showing that they are wide awake, and they need to be, because there could be a shot here. Oh, Danish Mujtaba making contact with air. Here comes Matthias Ray. Oh, that's a superb through ball. This could be an opportunity here for the Argentinians. Lining it up on the reverse. Terrific finish. Good pass, good touch from Mazzili. The man they call Pajaro here strikes. He's known as the little bird, and he flew in from nowhere. And has he dashed Indian hopes of gaining even a point out of this? Mind you, there is still some time to go.
Well, it's a great through ball and a lovely first touch. Superb awareness. So as the backhand comes across, nothing wrong with that. Nothing that Srijesh can do. Poor defensive lines. Sardar Singh getting caught moving in two directions. But that's dreadful defending in front of the goalkeeper by Raghunath. Why he doesn't commit to something. He lets it go across his body. No idea what's behind him. Needed to open his shoulders and get better awareness in the circle.
Just thought I caught a hint of a quizzical reaction under his helmet from Srijesh, almost suggesting to Raghunath, what were you doing, mate?
I could completely. I'd be exactly the same if I was standing there with a lid on. Why have you let that ball go across your body? Even if you wanted to play it off the toes of your left shoe and just deflect it further away from goal. But letting it go to the back post as a goalkeeper, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. There's nothing you can do if the defender doesn't mark that late run.
Late in the third quarter, India could have had a 3-2 advantage. As things stands, they now trail by 2-3. Still 10 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time, but also plenty of time for Argentina to replicate the score from 2003, the only previous Champions Trophy meeting.
And I think we could well see Argentina start to sit back a little bit now. It's what they did in the World Cup. As soon as they got any sort of a lead, they went back pretty much to a half-court defence, leaving one forward high and resorting to long balls for those one-on-one skills we've talked about. I would be quite surprised to see them step out with a long press.
And the least that India can afford at this stage is a fourth goal against them. Again, some sloppy defending, not convincing at all to begin with. Eventually, though, they still have the ball, but just in a very, very anxious situation here.
I don't know why they didn't go to video. Sorry, Divine. There was a definite stick check in the circle.
Earlier green card which was given to Rupinder. Still with the Argentinians. This is exactly where they want the ball.
And India in front of their own bench are looking at doing a five-man change. Switching half of their on-field contingent, obviously looking for more legs through midfield. And India just getting hesitant on the ball at this moment, and that's when earlier on in this game they started getting opportunities. As this comes into the circle, the one-on-one skills, the ball pops free, goes down simply into the sideboard. Nothing there to be contested, but the earlier passage of play, there was a hooked stick, but it's gone, and India looking forward now to creating more chances at the other end.
Gurjinder, the scorer of India's second goal, he sent a sublime long ball in.
That's landed on his shoulder, hasn't it? I'm absolutely convinced he's taken that above his head and it's landed on his shoulder. It's been a long day, but I don't think I'm seeing things.
This is Kotajit. He's had some bright moments through this game as well. This is Sardar, not quite looking very convincing on the ball at the moment. Effects of tiredness perhaps, playing 2 days in a row. As of most of the teams, it must be mentioned. All of the teams, in fact. Just to remind you though, whatever happens in these pool stages, all 8 teams will gain a direct entry into the quarterfinals. What will happen though in Pool B is that the team which finishes third and fourth respectively will have to come up against the teams which finished second and first in Pool A. As things stand at the moment, England are playing some sublime hockey, as are Belgium. In fact, they play each other next, so that might cancel each other out. One of them winning that could go on to top Pool A. But at the moment, this is still Pool B, and it's still an Argentina attack in process. Picked up by Kothajit.
We have a video referral called. It looks like the ball will have glanced off the foot of an Indian defender. It was called immediately. The only people who could see it were those two players that were involved.
Foot of the Indian player. I said me that when the player touched the ball with the foot.
So as we go to baseline here, is there a glancing touch off the instep? That's the suggestion. It's not the player there. It's not Kothajit coming away. It's there. It's the instep. Quite simply looking to see if there is a touch off Orinder Lakla's foot. Really difficult to see. We're going to have to go even slower, but it's the immediate reaction of Calioni that suggests there's something there, but it has to be conclusive.
No. Wait. Because I was behind them. Maybe you're right. Probably you're right. But probably, but I couldn't see because it's this side. But probably you're right. One mistake then.
My suggestion here would be there's no clear reason to change your decision. There's nothing specific. You can't see there's players in the way. The ball speed's too high. Whilst Calioni thinks it might be there, Manpreet originally screens the camera line.
This is the city of temples, perhaps the divine inspiration or the intervention that India needed at this stage. Just mind you, a friendly corner at this stage could be quite dangerous for them.
Let's hear what they've got to say.
Salva. I don't believe. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have no clear reason to change the decision. Play was going on. It'll be a bully because it was alive. Now the team's going to work out who had possession and where the ball is going. India suggesting they had possession. However, this doesn't seem like anybody's giving anybody the ball back. They need to be clear what's going to happen. This is live. This isn't getting sportsmanlike passing to anybody.
Absolutely. Nobody's conceding an inch. And that is pretty much what the sport is about. Vinder Pal on to Manpreet. This is Gurjinder.
Just to clarify, Brian, whilst Argentina keep their referral because there was no advice possible. They asked for a referral, but there was nothing that could be gained from it. Therefore, they keep it because the line was no advice possible. They still have that green dot in case they need it in this last 7 minutes.
Yes, who will the green dot come in handy for Argentina or India? Argentina have fought magnificently in this game. Fought back twice from being a goal down and currently have a goal advantage. The Indians were excited about this possibility of breaking free, but the decision going against Akashdeep for a stick check.
India now have got to combine two things. They've got to combine fantastic straight line defence because Argentina will go long as they just did, and at the same time they've got to do a full press up front to try and retain possession. Vinder Pal now has to sprint. He is caught so far out of position. If Argentina throw men forward, he's going to struggle to get back into defensive lines.
With barring shots in every other number, Argentina hold the aces now, and that is a reflection of how this fourth quarter has gone. They have come out all guns blazing and taken that lead for the first time in this game. It's a big question about whether they can hold on to it. Also good test of character for the Indians because against Germany it came in the 60th minute. Here they conceded as early as the third or the fourth minute rather of this fourth quarter. So some time to go. Can they fight back? But this will need some desperate defending, which happens in the end.
And it was desperate defending. It was long extension tackles. And when that ball is bobbling in the air, it's really difficult to effect a clean take because you're leading with the left leg into a lunge position. Stick is wrapping around the opponent. To try and get that ball without any sort of contact takes real skill.
Juan Lopez, man who scored what could prove to be a critical second goal for the Argentinians, but it's still alive, this one, and this is still an opportunity for the Indians. It's down the right. Gurbaj with a burst of speed, getting some support from Ramandeep. Sideline ball for the Indians will be taken by Gurbaj himself. Dharamveer, Rupinder Pal will look to switch it to the left. It's a tumble along the way, but goes straight through to Gurjinder. Now this is Kotaji, the little Manipuri with some good skills, cutting it back. Nobody home, but still with Indian possession. Turned in, a deflection as well, but Vivaldi is first to it.
Second phase possession from India, one attack down one side. Oh, it's so near a great turn, but Argentina come away with it. They've got 4 on 3 if they accelerate, but they're not committing men to the attack. It's a steady jog through midfield for the men in blue.
And they still manage to find Menini inside. It's Srijesh who has to come out and toe poke it with a lot of power. Still with Argentinian position into the last 5 minutes. They will definitely fancy their chances of taking at least a point out of here. And as Simon Mason rightly pointed out, right from the World Cup, we have seen them, when they get the lead, they are masters at making sure that they put everything behind the line, cleverly protect that lead once they've been given that. Down the right with Gurbaj. Rupinder sending this one up, looking for Raghunath. Here's Lucas Villa, 150th cap, terrific goal, good performance on the whole. Gets the ball back again and does well to retain possession, also wins a free hit for his team. Important moments being lost on the clock for the Indians. There was only one direction, that Lopez was going to take that free hit, to slapping it all the way back to defense, the heart of defense. Iladi, he has also put in a lion-hearted effort in defense.
Well, I wonder if the Indians are going to call Srijesh off for these last 2.5 minutes. How big this result is. At this stage, this is when you do see coaches starting to go to that 11-man outfield. India need to throw a bit of caution to the wind and go to a 3 or 4-man attack to create a full press.
Well, their story across these first 2 days of the Hero Champions Trophy has been one of what-ifs, because on both occasions against Germany and Argentina, it's not been such a bad performance at all, and that's the scoreline. Has been a little bit harsh to them, but it's not lied as such. Germany deserved their winners just as much as Argentina might, should they go on to hold on to this 3-2 lead.
Yeah, but if you're looking at team development, it's a fairly easy call. That's a massive overhead that's found Argentina's 2-on-1 here.
Brunen has got Mazzilli inside the box. Oh, Srijesh comes out, makes it difficult. The follow-up is inside. That's surely game, set and match. And it's that man, Menini, who gets his first goal of the night. He has had a terrific impact on this game too. And that is just reward for what has been a lion-hearted performance by number 11, Joaquin Menini.
So we look at that, Srijesh just gets his feet all wrong and isn't able to react to the second phase. He goes out, gets a good sliding tackle, but doesn't get any support. So what he needed was just the defender to step forward, and Altman's just... India had to go forward. You may as well lose this game 4-2 to 3-2. You need to step forward. It just creates the gaps behind you. And it did, and India getting a little bit unpicked by yet another raking overhead pass from Piat.
Terrific reward, nevertheless, for the work rate put in by Menini. He's been at it right through the evening, has spent a lot of time on the turf, harrying the Indian defenders.
Yeah, Mazzilli there picking up a yellow card because he's run through the back of Gurbaj. He's down, he's hurt. End of the game, everything hurts that little bit more. It's just like, it's a tap tackle, nothing else. There isn't any real physical contact, but Mazzilli's got himself too close That's not a good attack. That's not a good tackling line, is it really?
Looked even clumsier from this particular angle, but history repeating itself. Argentina 4-2 winners over India in their only previous meeting in the Champions Trophy almost 12 years ago. And at the moment, it's a repeat of that scoreline, but it's worth mentioning they have shown tremendous resolve. Came back twice from being a goal down against the Indians in front of a boisterous crowd, who at the moment are a little silent, not surprisingly. Crucial time being run down as well, as Brunet just looks to pass this one through.
Well, in these latter stages, Argentina have certainly come to the fore, and I know India had to press out, but Argentina just being that little bit more creative at times. The execution of their skills just that slightly better. But as they come forward, the 1 versus 1 play is really simple. They're doing the easy things better than the Indians.
Akashdeep, do the Indians have enough time here to get one last blow in? Remember, goal difference could prove to be crucial if two teams wind up on the same number of points. Although India have their task cut out when they take on Netherlands on Tuesday. It's going to be a difficult match for them, especially considering the way that Netherlands looked quite at ease in their game against Germany earlier today. Terrific performance from Argentina, repeating the scoreline, and 4-2 it was in 2003, and they have managed to do that again, and they've done tremendously well to come back twice from being a goal down against the Indians. Understandably, a few downcast faces in the Indian camp. It's 4-2. Goals on the night for the Indians. The first one coming in from their attacker Akashdeep Singh, but it was immediately fought back by Lucas Villa, celebrating his 150th cap with a terrific goal. And then again a exchange of goals, first from Gurjinder and then one from Juan Lopez. And the final couple of nails in the coffin coming in, first from Agustin Mazzilli and then another one from Joaquin Menini, means that Argentina register their first points in this Hero Champions Trophy. India have got their first 2 goals, but are still looking for their first points. Full-time scoreline here at Bhubaneswar. It's Argentina 4, India 2. And a game pretty much which reflects the right kind of scoreline in terms of India missing out on a few crucial chances, Simon.
Yeah, they just didn't make the most of the possession when they had it. The game had ebbs and flows. As we go in, we see that the penalty corner goes raking in past Vivaldi. Absolutely nothing that he could do. But then the lead lasts just seconds. Again, a ball in from Piat, delivered beautifully. Rapindapal making a mistake as he tries to clear it. And Lopez batting it in past Srijesh. Nothing Srijesh could do at all. Trying to jump like a starfish to get in the way of that. And then as India pressed, all of a sudden they're left exposed. Raghan's defensive lines are poor. It's Menini with a great delivery across the circle for the easiest of tip-ins from Mazzilli. And then all of a sudden Srijesh is committed to the floor, gets his feet tied up, and it is Menini himself who delivers into the bottom corner through a bouncing Srijesh.
Yes, Mazzilli returning the favour this time with an assist, and Argentina capping off what was a beautiful performance in the end. Shots 8-6 in favour of Argentina. Circle penetrations also more for them. Possession in opposition half also more for them. And it must be said, India had the numbers in their favour for most of this match. But in the fourth quarter in particular, Argentina were much stronger, which is why they have got this excellent final result for them. Just a quick reminder, you can also connect with us on social networking at Facebook, FI Hockey, and also at Twitter at FIH_hockey, and hashtag it with CT2014. And that'll make sure that you can send as many comments about this Hero Champions Trophy as possible. Perhaps talk about India's performance over the last couple of days, losing out 1-0 to Germany and now 4-2 to Argentina, who have registered their first points in the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. Well, it has been a terrific display from the Argentinians, and won't be surprised if they have a man with the hero man of the match. Let's find out the answer to that question. Who will be the man of the match? It's over to Michael.
Thank you very much, and welcome along to the post-match presentation for the hero man of the match, this game between Argentina and the host nation, India. Alongside me, I have His Excellency Jatinder Nath Misra. He is the Indian ambassador to Portugal, and he is going to be presenting a cheque for 25,000 rupees and a trophy to this evening's man of the match from Argentina, Lucas Villa. Well done, taking the 4-2 victory, and we'll get some thoughts from Lucas. Tell us your reaction, first of all, to that result.
We are really happy. I think it was a really tough game. During the first half was really equal, and in the second half we could open it with 2 goals in 2 counters, and we are really happy. We really need these points.
Do you have a message for all the fans watching home in Argentina?
Yeah, to keep us supporting us and following us as they were doing during the last tournaments. So I want to say hi and also say thank you to all these people that is supporting here in Bhubaneswar, and we are really enjoying the tournament.
And finally, your women in action today in the Champions Trophy final against Argentina. A message for them as well.
Yeah, I really hope them the best. I'm sure that they can beat Australia, so I'm really confident, and I wish them the best and to win the trophy.
All right, good luck for the rest of the tournament. Thank you very much. It's Lucas Villa.
Champion performance from a champion player and his teammates. Terrific fight back from Argentina, and a useful, just a good luck charm to the girls who will be taking on Australia later in the Women's Champions Trophy. This is what happened today. A really exciting day of action. 29 goals, Simon.
Yeah, and some real surprises through the course of that. Who thought that Australia would take a 3-0 lead and Belgium would come back, that England would take Pakistan to the cleaners, or that Netherlands would be so dominant against the Germans? And then with the game that we've just seen.
This is what has resulted as a result. In Pool B, it's Netherlands on top, Argentina on 3 points, Germany also on 3 points, but Argentina ahead of them now on goal difference, and India still looking for their very first points of this Hero Champions Trophy. Pool A also looks quite interestingly poised. As we mentioned before, England currently on top, but they will be taking on Belgium next, and Australia will be taking on Pakistan, who would be desperate to get some sort of confidence going before they get into the quarterfinals. Remember, all 8 teams are through to the quarterfinals, so there's no problems in that point of view. Well, tomorrow's an off day, so we will take leave of you, but on Tuesday we are back with some terrific games. Argentina against Germany at 12 p.m. local time. 2 hours later, it's England against Belgium. Top of the table clash in Pool A, and then we turn to Pool B, where Australia take on Pakistan at 5:30 p.m. Indian time. Netherlands versus India is the big clash at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Make sure you join us for those games. It's good night for now from Bhubaneswar.